Pica Poco Kitchen. Today we're making chilorio for burritos and more. Vámonos! Chilorio is another pre-Hispanic food, originally made with boar and peppers, and the peppers were used to preserve the meat. Later on, with the introduction of different animals like pork, we have the version that we enjoy today. This dish is original from Sinaloa, and it is a wonderful way to cook your pork for many different uses. It is packed with flavor and very easy to make. Let's get to it. I'm gonna start by cooking my pork under pressure, not just because it's gonna make it even more tender, but also because it's half frozen. I forgot to take it out. I'm using pork loin, but you can use shoulder or even butt. For this particular dish, you don't need to get a very lean pork. Anyone that you normally buy will do. I'm gonna chop it into pieces, cover it with water, and cook it with 3 pieces of garlic and 2 bay leaves. I'm gonna set my pressure cooker for 60 minutes. Until then. Like for many of our sauces, we're gonna start by hydrating our peppers. In this case, 3 ancho peppers. Put them in a pot, cover them with water, and let the water boil. Once it boils, turn it off and let them cool down a little bit. Now transfer to a food processor or a blender and add a quarter of an onion and 3 garlic cloves. In a small pan, I'm roasting my spices. I have 1 teaspoon of oregano and a quarter of a teaspoon of cumin. Put them over the fire for just a few minutes and be careful not to burn them. To my mix, I'm also going to add a quarter of a cup of apple vinegar. I added way more than that, and my chilorio ended up a little bit too acidic, so 1/4 of a cup will be enough. And as you can see, that is the only liquid that I'm adding. I'm trying to create more of a paste than a sauce. Let's process that until smooth and reserve. In my pan, I have 2 tablespoons of lard. If the cut of meat that you are using is more fatty, then you can reduce the lard for 1 tablespoon instead. I like to use lard because it adds to the flavor and because it is traditional, but you could also substitute it for oil. Now it's time to add the meat. Make sure that all of your meat is nicely coated in the fat because we want to fry it. In the end, we want to achieve some sort of crispiness to add to the texture and to seal the meat. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not using the full 2 pounds because since it was getting late and me and my husband got hungry, I decided to take some of the meat and make some barbecue sandwiches. So, I'm sorry about that. Once your meat is ready, add the chili paste and make sure to coat every piece of meat with it. This is where all the flavors are coming from, so make sure to not leave any pale pieces of meat. Make sure to coat all of your meat. That is where the pack of flavor is coming. Lower the temperature of your pan. Since the meat is already cooked and fried, we just want it to release the last remaining juices and for the liquid to evaporate. Chilorio is one of those recipes that every aunt has their own recipe, and theirs is the best. So feel free to experiment with other recipes of chilorio that you find online and find the one that fits better to your taste. The only thing that I can tell you is that chilorio is such a good addition to any of the things that you already do, either tacos, burritos, for breakfast with your eggs. So you're not gonna regret making it. Once you see that the moisture is all gone from your pan, then it's the moment of truth, and we have to taste it. And for this time, I decided to make myself a little quesadilla, and let's see how this one goes. And yeah, it passes the test. And the best way to serve some chilorio, however you decide to make it, is next to some very Sinaloan frijoles puercos. I'll be dropping the recipe for frijoles puercos in the short soon, so stay tuned. And as I said before, the greatest thing about chilorio is that you can make it however you want. You can eat it on its own, it's fantastic. You can make it with eggs, you can put it in a torta, you can put it in a tostada, but some of my preferred methods is in a burrito. And let's dig in because it's getting cold and I'm getting hungrier. Mm. And by having it at home, next time you cook it for whatever thing you're gonna make, you don't need to add any oil to the pan since it already has the lard. It is so versatile. You can enjoy it however you want, and trust me, it's gonna improve your burritos game. And these beans, oh man, they're the perfect pair, the perfect combination. You know what they say, when they grow up together, they go good together. Mm. Please give it a try. It's packed with flavor, but it's not spicy because we use ancho peppers. And remember, ancho pepper is dried poblano. So it's just gonna bring this smokiness and a lot of flavor. You can make it however you want, and you won't stop thinking of it once you try it. So, if you like this recipe, please share it with your friends just like this video. Like, subscribe, and be notified. And for more, follow me on the socials. Adios, amigues.